President of the United States.
Admiral, Captain, gentlemen, I want to express on behalf of the members of the Congress, the ambassadors from many countries, on behalf of myself, I think the people of the United States, great appreciation to you, both for your efforts today, and your efforts on other days and nights, in spring and in winter and in summer. The United States Navy helps secure the freedom of countries thousands of miles away, ships which sail hundreds of miles from coasts, far-off places, preserve the freedom of those countries. And therefore, as a former member of the United States Navy, and now as President, I want to express to you our heartfelt appreciation. I hope you realize the contribution that you're making, not only to the preservation of the peace, but the preservation of the freedom of this country and the over 50 countries which are allied with us, and others which, while not allied, benefit from our strength. What you have shown us today, the ships, the techniques, and most of all, your own skill and courage, makes all of us return to the capital with a good deal more confidence and hope.
Former Navy lieutenant arrives at Oceana, Virginia to visit the Atlantic Fleet. Only now he comes not as a naval officer, but as the 35th President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The President's party first visits headquarters of the Supreme Allied Commander, Atlantic, Admiral Robert L. Dennison. Here, President Kennedy meets officers of the NATO nations who share in the security of the vital Atlantic Sea frontiers. On this, his first official visit to the fleet, President Kennedy is accompanied by the Vice President, Lyndon Johnson. Over the next 24 hours, the presidential party, members of Congress, and ambassadors and diplomatic guests from 56 nations will witness at sea and ashore the operations of the men, ships, and planes of the Navy. Nerve center of the Atlantic NATO Command is Operations Control Center. Here, in the event of war, would come the orders sending into action the seagoing forces of 14 nations as one Navy. One such ship would be the Thomas A. Edison, newest of the Polaris submarines. In Norfolk, the Edison waits the President's arrival. Within weeks, this submarine will join the Polaris fleet already deployed on patrol. Armed with 16 Polaris missiles, she will add substantially to the free world's ability to deter war and prevent aggression. While President Kennedy scans the harbor through one of Edison's periscopes, Vice President Johnson arrives aboard the attack carrier Forrestal. The cruiser Northampton, a flagship of the Atlantic Fleet, mans the rail for the Commander-in-Chief. In an emergency, Northampton could serve as the President's mobile command post at sea, one of several nerve centers from which he and his staff could transmit command decisions.
Third thing I would like to
A briefing in the ready room.
It's good today. If for some reason we had to divert to the beach, there are plenty of alternate fields along the coast that you can get into. We're operating just south of Cherry Point here. We have a master jet base here, Cherry Point. Hunter Air Force Base here at Savannah has runways that can take the Vigilante. Are there any questions from anyone?
Pilots and air crewmen have an opportunity to be ambassadors themselves. They've visited many nations, but seldom has there been the opportunity to reciprocate at sea.
The chargé d'affaires of the Republic of Mali, of Western Africa.
Western Africa, yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I am the ambassador of Honduras.
Oh, sí. Tengo mucho gusto. Tengo mucho gusto.
Gracias that you speak Spanish.
Un poquito. This is my bombardier, Lieutenant Monroe.
My name is Mr. Davila. I am from Tegucigalpa, the capital of Honduras. I am representing my country, your great country, United States.
It's my pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yes.
Senator Byrd, I'm Commander Heath. It's a pleasure to know you, sir. Honor to have you aboard. This is my bombardier, Lieutenant Larry Monroe.
Pleased to meet you, sir.